Hello, welcome to lesson 116. This is about finding common denominators to add, subtract, and compare fractions. Now, we have to remember that in order to add and subtract fractions, adding and subtracting only, our denominators have to be the same. I can't have 3/4 and take away half without knowing that half equals 2/4. I have to have the same denominators. So whenever I have common denominators, that means my bottom number is the same. So here's example of common denominators, 1/4 and 3/4. Here's an example of different denominators, 1/2 and 1/4. So make sure your denominators are the same before adding and subtracting. Denominators have to be the same. So whenever they are not the same, if they are different, what we actually have to do is find the LCM, which we learned is the least common multiple. Find the least common multiple of the denominators. So, for example 1 that we have 1/2 plus 1/4. So what we need to do is find what is the least common multiple of 2 and 4. If I count by 2's, I count 2, 4. And I already get to 4. So really, all I need to do is change the half. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. 1/2, this is a great strategy to use. I'm going to multiply it by 2/2, showing my work. It equals to 2/4. Then I can add 2/4 plus, that's my half. My half is here. So 2/4 plus my 1/4. Might be a little small, but it says 2/4 plus 1/4, and that equals to 3/4. So I needed to find the least common multiple of the denominators. The least common multiple of 2 and 4 is 4, so they're both multiples of 4. Or 4 is a multiple of both. And then I added them together to get 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and look at example 2. I have 3/2 minus 1 and 1/6. I want you to go ahead and see what you can try by yourself. See if you can do it first, finding the least common multiple of your denominators, and then subtracting. So if I have 3/2 and 1 and 1/6, I know that my denominators need to change. I have 2 and I have 6, so I can't subtract yet. My least common multiple, the LCM of 2 and 6. If I write it out, showing my work, there's 2. So I have 2, 4, and 6. And I can actually stop because I know that 6 is a multiple of 6. That's my least common multiple. So I'm going to change both my denominators to 6, which means I need to multiply half times 3/3. So I get 3 and 3/6. Well, this is already 6 is my denominator, so this still stays the same as 1 and 1/6. I can then subtract whole number minus whole number. 3 minus 1 is 2, and 3/6 minus 1/6 is 2/6. Now notice, I have 2 even numbers. I can reduce my fraction. 2/6 I can divide by 2/2. And my final answer ends up being 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I have 2 and 1/3. So yes, there's a lot of steps in these types of problems, and I understand we have learned all of these steps before. So now when we get to problems where you do need to recognize, we should be recognizing by now when we can reduce. If you can ever reduce, you have to reduce. So even though I changed my denominator here and I have my 6 as my denominator, after I get my final answer, that's when I reduce or I simplify and I do what I need to do. Example 3, I have 3/4 compared to 7/8. So I can't compare them unless I either A, have actual visual pictures and to be able to determine that which one is larger, or changing my denominator. In most cases, we can just change our denominator because that way we will know for certain what that is, and it won't depend on our artistic abilities or lack thereof. So 3/4 and 7/8. The least common multiple of my denominator, 4 and 8, is actually 8. So I'm just going to change this side, multiplying by 2/2. So on this side, I actually have 6/8 and then 7/8. I know 7/8 is larger than 6/8, so I know for a fact that 3/4 is less than 7/8. Now example 4. Go ahead and try this by yourself first and then I'll go over it. All right, I have 1/3 plus 1/2. I need to find the least common multiple first. That's what you should do. My least common multiple of 3 and 2, I'm going to just do off to the side. For 3, I have 3, 6, 9. I'm just going to stop there and try my 2's real quick. 2 is 2, 4, 6. My least common multiple right here is 6. That means that's what I want both my denominators to be. So I'm going to need to multiply 1/3 times, let's see, to get my 6 as my denominator, I need to multiply by 2/2. And to get 6 as my denominator over here, I need to multiply by 3/3. So I can multiply by two different things as long as it's equal to 1. The value still is not changing. So this equals to 2/6. And 1/2 equals to 3/6. Now I can add. 2/6 plus 3/6 equals 5/6. I can't reduce, I can't simplify. This is my final answer. So 5/6 would be your final answer. We're going to be doing plenty of these in class for practice. I know that there's a lot of steps involved with the fractions, reducing, simplifying, changing your denominators, but all you need to do first is find your least common multiple, and that's what you're going to multiply by to get your denominator. Thank you very much for paying attention and listening, and I'll be grading your notes on the example problems for participation. Thank you.